Segment of the show for today. We're talking to Alana McLaughlin, and she's giving us some information in reference to society's impact upon adolescent health and well-being. She's already given us some information in reference to the impact of social media on adolescents, and let's continue that train of thought, Alana, and talk about how this has an impact upon the health and well-being of adolescents. Now, not all things are good that comes out of social media. I believe that's what we're saying.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating against social media. I do think that it is a good way to connect with your friends and family that you don't get to see on a daily basis. It's a fun way to share your life accomplishments and etc. But there does get to a point where too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. The fact that more people want to stay at home on social media than go outside and get some sunlight or just play and just even have a conversation with somebody that's not a robot named Siri on your cell phone is not something that is a pleasant thought. I can imagine for instance, what if you're so tied up in social media that you would rather just stay home? And then when you get hungry, you eat. And you keep eating. Eating and eating and eating. This turns into obesity. This turns into a life-threatening thing, and then this turns into death. But what was the spawn of all this? We're not getting enough exercise as humans. Because I think that exercise is body food. And I think that junk food is something that the body, quote unquote, craves, but it's really just something that your mind craves. Now, I'm not even dissing junk food. I have my fair share of junk foods daily. I just came from Starbucks. But I do also get exercise. I do athletics. And I make sure to put the phone down every once in a while and go outside and jog or race some of the neighborhood kids. Because I feel as if I just stay on this phone all day and get no exercise, I'm going to get to the point where my life isn't going to be as easy and slim as it was. Because imagine this, you go a year without exercising and see how many pounds you gain. Then go a year with exercising and see how many pounds you lose. I would rather go with the exercising year. Why? Because I feel as if exercise, like I said, it's body food.
It improves the health and well-being.
And I just honestly think that social media is impacting adolescents so much that it's just getting to a crazy point, Dr. Haney. It is getting to the point where what happens to kids wanting to do things. And let me tell you a story that I like. A couple years ago, I can't remember the exact date, it was Earth Day. Nickelodeon canceled all broadcasting for the day, and they just had a sign, a little flag on the TV that just said, go outside and play. Or it said, we'll be back in 30 minutes or so. But it did not broadcast for a good portion of the day because it encouraged kids to go outside and not just sit around and watch TV on Earth Day. And I really did like that. And I think that a lot of televisions should do that. Or for instance, we should create televisions that cut off after an amount of time, and so you're forced to either sit and do nothing or maybe go outside, get some fresh air, live a little. And I honestly do think that that would be a really nice idea because it would give us no choice but to exercise and fix ourselves, because we as humans, we're succumbing to all these ads and social media and all these electronic things, and we're losing the goodness of life. Like, what happened to taking trips with the family and road trips and actually talking to each other in the car, not just sitting on your phone and texting? Because, for instance, when we go to Arkansas yearly, I like to sit in the car and talk and, remark about landmarks that we see on our journey. Just imagine if we all just sat on our cell phones the whole time. It would be one boring car ride. And honestly, it's way more appealing to me to have human interaction than machine interaction. I mean, because a machine can't give you the insight or the joy of talking to you like a human can. And so I'm just preaching the fact that I would like to see more adolescents really getting out and exercising, because guys, you're gonna look back on your childhood and realize I had no childhood. You're not even gonna look back on your childhood. You're gonna look back at a point in your life where you were tiny. I can't even call it a childhood because of the fact that it wasn't. A childhood is doing fun things, creating memories with your family and friends, and going outside, go feed the ducks at the park, or just do something. And see, I went to a camp last year. It was called SCATS. It's held at